Got a big pile of old consoles to go through today. That someone's given me various faults, so I'm just trying to rattle through these. So the first one is a Master System 2 RF video power. I need to dig out a controller for it, but let's see what happens. So this is 10 volt center negative, so I've got this set up in reverse order for negative. Let's set it to 10 volts. Oops. Let's just dial this down a bit. .8 will do. This is just a bench power supply that I made years ago, but absolutely brilliant for consoles of different power, being able to limit the current on it. So I've limited it to about 0.8 volts at the moment. So let's turn it on. So we've got 10 volts, center negative. It's not drawing anything at the moment. Turn it on. 0.3. Can't remember what these should be drawing. That seems a little bit low. I'd be expecting it to be probably double that, but let's see. Try again. Settings. Auto tuning. There we go. Let's just pause it, see if it finds any channels. Well, okay. It is meant to have a fault, but so far it's looking promising. So that must be right. 0.3. These have got inbuilt games. This looks like it's got Alex Kidd. Right, I need to dig out a controller then and see if it plays okay. Right, it's been playing for about 5 minutes, no issues so far. Finally managed to find a controller. So let's start this. Oh, okay, left, right. Crouch seems to work. Let's try. Do this one-handed. Jump. Should that punch? Sure, he punched. Direction. Punch isn't working. Just trying to put pressure on the connector. Right, okay. I'll go and get another controller and test it in case this controller's broke. But it could be punch is what the fault is. I'll also get another game as well, just in case something weird's going on in this game. So I'll get another controller and a game, and I'll test it again. Okay, another controller. Still can't punch, but I can jump. Alright, I've got 2 games. Not sure if any of these actually use both buttons, but interestingly, start is on player 1, and I didn't get this game to start by pressing 1. I pressed 2 to start it. So we've got Golf Mania, Super Monaco GP. Let's just see if they do anything different. Let's go Super Monaco GP. So if I press start, nothing so far. There you go, it says press start. I'm pressing start. But if I press the second player, that works. Again, first button, nothing. fact, I can't get past this screen. Oh, I can. That's interesting. Yeah, only the second button's doing anything at the moment. Probably should have gone for a manual gearbox actually. Oh, there you go. I can't accelerate. Alright, so we've definitely got a fault. I'm just going to put it down, just going to wiggle this and just see if it makes any difference. Alright, let's get it open. Have a look. Wiggling the connector made no difference whatsoever. So what do we know? We know we've got one button that's not working. It's not a joystick issue. It's not a game issue. Moving the port around makes no difference. I wonder if each pin on the port is directly linked to one button. So we've got 4 directional buttons plus 2 buttons, that's 6. And this is a 9 pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in the ground, so it is potential. Potentially you could have each one of those mapped to a specific function. So if I do a quick look online, maybe I can see which, if it is set up that way, which pin is directly responsible for that button. Oh, I've got to love some shielding. Right, more screws. More screws. Let's get these screws into a pot. I was playing around with an Amstrad CPC yesterday, which the first one I've had. Never had a CPC before, but man, the loading times were bad. So using a cassette interface, games are sort of averaging 4.5 minutes to load. So my first computer is an Acorn Electron, which only had 16K. Now I can't remember what the load times were on an Acorn Electron, but I'm assuming it's proportional to the size of the memory. So I'm guessing that maybe the load times on the, the load times on the Electron weren't as bad as 4.5 minutes. Yeah. I never had an early console. My first console was a Dreamcast. But that instant turn it on, start playing a game, comparing to load from cassette, must have been very nice. The shielding's quite rusty. It's definitely not being stored in the best of places. We've got more screws to come out. Or is that going to lift it out now? These maybe. All the screws are quite rusted. I don't remember the ground plane looking quite like that before. This is a bit damaged. So, I think these are filters. There's the same number of filters on that side as that side, so maybe they all, you know, they're related to these. It's this side, isn't it? Ah, hello. There looks to be a crack maybe on the board. Is that a crack or a scratch? Right, that needs testing. So they go to here, they go to here, which are your filters, and on the other side of the filter they all come off to here, and these filters, yeah, they're offset, these filters go off to some wires. To some wires. Okay, well, we know the board's rusty, so it could potentially be wires. We've got a potential crack, although I think it might be a scratch. But the first thing to do is we'll test connectivity between these pins and where they go to, and see if we've got that. Then we'll test connectivity between the pins on the connector and where they go to, and just see if we've got that connectivity all the way through. And then I'll focus on looking at if I can find a schematic that does map a specific pin to that punch button. So, meters in continuity mode, just beeping stuff out now. So, well, actually, that looks like it could do with a bit more solder. That's that. So there to there. Nothing. There to there. Nothing. Let's go on. Try that again. So I'll zoom in on that crack. Let me just try the other end. Yeah. 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 That's on the edge of the crack. These are not on the crack. So he's okay. He's okay. So I think we do have a crack. So I need to run some jumper wires. But I'll show you first of all. I'll show you the crack. Right, there's a line across here. Can you see that line? If I just angle it, you might, yeah, I think you can see that. There's a line running across. There's a line running across here. If I change the angle, hopefully you can just see. No, it's got, you can just see it. So I think the board's cracked. So I'm just going to run some jumper wires between these pins and where they connect to, and we'll see if that sorts it out. You can't see that crack now. It's really hard to do. Can you see it? It's just across here. Right. Let's do some jumper wires. Just noticed that in my hands. Been spray painting a Cocktail cabinet this morning. Picked up a cocktail cabinet. It's a Taito cocktail cabinet with nothing inside it. They've stripped out all the original parts, put in a fairly recent CRT. So I'm going to put a pie in it.
An old chassis with a modern CRT preserves the classic flicker and motion clarity while ensuring better component reliability.
There you go. I'm going to put a pie in it and try and get it working. The control panel set up for left and right and a single button, so I'm just going to leave it on some classic games like obviously Space Invaders and that sort of style where it's just left and right and a single fire button. But yeah, the most of it was in decent condition. The sort of lower part of it was a bit the lower metal part, so the bottom sort of shell is metal, top half is wood, and then you've got the legs. The legs are in decent condition, but they're wobbly, they need welding. I've just been spraying the metal today. So that reminds me, actually, I was going to look for a cheap welder if there was one around. I could scrape it back and just run solder over it, but with this having the likelihood of flexing as people are putting stuff in and out, I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be better to have I think it's going to be better to have some flexible wire. Then there's no chance of it breaking as it flexes in future. Right, wire, some decent wire. Let's go for. Is that too thick? It doesn't need to be that thick, does it? That'll do. Let's go for this. Alright, so put some fresh solder on these four. I have actually got an extractor. I should really turn it on, shouldn't I? And then on the other ends, this one. Yeah, look, it's going where it's meant to be going instead of into my lungs. This one. That one. Onto there. Onto there. Onto there. Trying to melt the end of the wire, so I have to cut it to the exact length, but it's I'm not happy. It's a bit messy. Don't like the connection on it, so I think I'm either going to redo this on the next ones, I think I will cut them exactly to length. Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, for whatever reason, I didn't press the record button. Marvellous. Right, okay, so this hasn't been recording for some reason. Well, reason being me, I'm a muppet. But I've now, so you probably haven't seen me soldering these up. As I said before, I went for four pins. Just run a wire in case the board flexes. It's not going to crack any soldering that I'm doing. And you know, when you're plugging a joystick in and out, it's got the chance of moving. So four wires. I've double checked that they go to the right place. Just a quick continuity test on the 4 wires that I've done. So that one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. And that one's okay. So I wasn't getting readings before, now I'm getting readings, so that's promising. So I'm going to take this now, plug it in and see if that has fixed it. Right, just going to test it. Right, back on shaky cam. I haven't put it all back together, but this should be enough to test it hopefully. Got the joystick plugged in. Voltage regulator I think might be connected to the heat shield, so don't want to run it for too long in case that gets hot. Any difference? No. So the start button is still not working. I still can't punch. Let's try and press on the joystick. Oh, hello. Do you see that? We had a punch. Why do we have a punch? Now it's consistently punching. We've got a bad joint somewhere. We've just reflowed it all. Why is it working? Now it stopped. What the hell? Don't understand. Right, I've just switched controllers just in case I've got a problem with that controller, the same problem with that other controller. And at the moment, punch is working. So we just flex the board again. Just flexing it. Flex the controller. How's that doing? Right, not getting too hot. Punch is working. So I wonder if this controller also has a fault. That obviously wasn't the first issue because I tested both controllers. Right, punch is working. Yeah, okay, cool. So, feature repair on that, I think. Let's just test again. Start. Hey. Punch, jump, left, right, down, sorted. Right, cracked motherboard, 4 jumper wires, bad controller, but other than that, that one is sorted. So I'll put it back together and that one's up, done. Right, it's all back together. Let's give it another test. Start works. And it's punching. Nice one. Just out of interest, let's just switch back to that other controller. Okay, that's interesting. It is punching with this other controller, but if I just press it, you can hear the sound. He's not punching. If I press it really hard, he is punching. So I'm going to open this up and have a look at the contacts on this button. Don't know how these work, but there's screws. I can get inside it and have a look. Jump's fine. It's just this button here. Unless you really hammer it hard, it is not working. That's the screws out. Ooh, 2 separate boards. Okay, so everything falls out now. So it's this side, and it's the one closest to that, isn't it? I want to be looking at. Okay, so you can see here that on this pad, see the difference, that one and that one has had some serious hammer, so it probably is going to need another pad, realistically, isn't it? I bet. But what we'll do, that looks okay, that looks okay ish, bit yucky. Alright, we'll clean the pads, clean the contacts, and then give it another test. I mean, it's not broken, so we might get away with it. Just going to use some IPA to clean all that lot. That's all cracked, isn't it? Someone's pressed it that hard from the other side. It's actually broken the pad. See if I've got anything for that. So I've cleaned the contacts, and I've gently cleaned each one of these. When I said it wasn't broken, it is broken. Let's see if you can see. Go. So this one here, can I do it one-handed? Can't do it one-handed. But basically, it is cracked. So that has been pressed with so much force that it's broken it, and it has actually split. Where's it gone? It has actually split it in half. There, you can see the light through it. There you go. So realistically, I need another one of these. What I might try is, I have found a conductive dot. I've got a pack of them here. Look. So the problem is trying to get that into there with something that's flexible enough. Because if I just glue it something like super glue, that's not going to work. because it just won't stick. I have some shoe glue. I might try that, because that's designed to stick the soles of shoes on, and that surely is going to be flexible. So just out of interest, I'm going to try and stick that onto that with some shoe glue and see how that goes. Found some fabric glue that says it's flexible, so I'm going to try this instead. So we're going to go online and see if I can find a replacement one, but in the meantime I have glued the dot to it. I'm going to let it dry, put it back together and see if it's any good. Right, it's back together. Doesn't feel like it's too high. That was a little bit of a concern with that new pad on, is that it had made it too solid or too high, but it feels okay. Still could be locked on though. Let's give it a go, see if it's any better. Oh, promising. Worked. Didn't have to press it too hard. Oh yeah. I mean, quite a big difference now between the two. That, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the jump. Listen for the jump. Let's put him up there. Oh, don't do that. Right, try again. Not the power. Right. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but you pretty much have to press this all the way in for him to jump. By going to the start button, the one that we've just worked on, no, you can't really tell. It's a lot lighter press. That's a lot lighter press than, if I press this one the same. Yeah, right, you might have to take my word for it. But this is now a lot more sensitive than this one. They both work. But this actually feels quite nice, weirdly. Yeah, it's like pretty much instant. Whereas that one feels a bit dead now. Nice. Well, see how long that lasts for. That's the original fault fixed. Cracked board, 4 wires. That sorted that out. Then found out we had exactly the same issue with this, where the punch wasn't working, but that was due to that cracked conductive pad. Fitted a new conductive pad, and it's working at the moment. Right, on to the next one.